Hi bestie, I welcome you all back to my channel. I am Aisha. In this video I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this front pleat bubu. Thank you all for your support. God bless you all. If you are new to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you will be notified. Stay tuned to the end of the tutorial. This is the material I'm using. I have 3 yards of damask material. I'll be cutting the back aspect first. You drew a straight line for your starting point and fold your fabric into two. You take your measurement from the center back of your neck to your sleeve desired length, to where you want your sleeve to stop. You can decide to take your shoulder measurement first and take your sleeve. You divide your shoulder measurement into two and add the sleeve to it to get the length this way. The shoulder I'm using is 16. I divide it by 2. I mark 8 inches there and I add the sleeve length, which is 13 inches to it, plus the inches that you will use in folding the sleeve edge, which is 1.5. At this upper part, you leave ½ inch for the joining allowance before taking the length measurement. I make use of 16 inches for the waist length and 10.5 for the bust length. The hip length, I make use of 25 inches for the hip length. I'll come to this side. I will be taking the round sleeve. You determine how full you want your sleeve. This is the length I'm using. I'm making use of 12 inches. You can decide to use 15 inches if you want it very full. Here, I will be taking the bust measurement. Divide your bust by 4. That's my bust measurement. And I add 5 inches to it. Where that 5 inches stop, I will curve it this way. I won't curve it to that point. You can see the way I curve it. You curve it that way downward. I will be taking the hip measurement here. You divide your hip by 4 and add 5 to 6 inches to it. I add 6 inches to it because I want it to be free and shape it at the side downward. I will be taking the length of the bubu, but for now I will leave it this way. I will be cutting out the excess later. I will be taking the width of the neck. I'm making use of 5 inches. You can decide to use 4 inches or more than that or even higher than that, depending on how you want your collar, how wide you want your collar, determine the width of the neck. For the depth of the neck, I use ½ inch for the depth of the neck and I shape it to meet the ½ inch for the joining at the shoulder. From the depth of the neck, where the depth stop, you shape it this way to the side of the sleeve. You can see. I will be cutting it out. You follow the slant shape in cutting out this upper part. I will come down by 1 at this point and use my ruler to give it a slant shape to where the 1 inch stop. You can see. You cut it out this way. This is the side. You cut it down this way. If you want your sleeve wider than this, you can make use of 15 or 17 inches for the wideness. If you are on this channel and you've not joined the membership, you are missing, because by being a membership, you will have access to my special sewing tutorial video, and you will be given a customized badge that will signify you from others. And the sweet part of it, you will be recognized in all my video. This is the round sleeve. I will fold it and insert elastic. I'm done with the cutting of the back aspect. Now I will be cutting the front. You place the back aspect on the front aspect in cutting out the front aspect this way. The front aspect has half length, so I'll be making use of 15 and half for the half length at the front aspect, because we will still need to add band to it. I'll be cutting it out. You follow the shape of the back aspect in cutting out the front aspect to the half length. That's your under bust. You take your measurements from your shoulder to your under bust. So the under bust of this particular person is 15 inches, and I had half inch to it for the joining allowance, making 15 and half. This is it. I will be cutting it out. You can see. I will be taking the width of the neck, which is 5 inches. Same width for the front and the back aspect. And at this down aspect, I will be making use of 2.5. I will measure 2.5 from that center to the side and shape it with your ruler to the width of the neck. You connect it this way. You can see. I'll be cutting it out. I'll be cutting the down aspect of the front aspect. I'm making use of 20 inches. I fold it into two and I measure 20 inches. For the back aspect, we make use of 18 inches after folding. For the front aspect, you make it wider than the back aspect. I'm making use of the whole length because it will have pleats at the front aspect. This is it. I'll be adding pleats to it at the center part. I will be cutting the collar. For us to get the length of the collar, you measure your half length, which is 15 and half, plus 5 inches that we are using for the collar. You know, this material is fold into two. You can see. You measure the 5 inches plus the joining allowance, making 6 inches. So you add it to it this way. The 15 and half plus 6 inches. You fold your fabric into two this way. This is it. You measure the wideness of your collar. I'm making use of 7.5 for the wideness with the joining allowance. I'll fold it into two this way. You can see we have 3.5. I'll be cutting it out. You cut it out this way. We have two pieces now. And now I'll be folding it together this way again and slit it into two. Now we have 4 pieces of it, you can see. I will be taking the depth of the neck. You place your tape this way. You measure 15 and a half, you place your tape and take 15 and a half upward this way, and you take your depth, the inches that you will be using for the depth of your neck, where you want the opening of the neck to start from at the front aspect. I'm making use of 9 inches, you can see. I'll take that same measurement. You measure it downward this way for you to take it on the rest. You can see we have it on all. Now we need to join it together. Make sure the right side is facing the right side. You pick it together this way and place sewing from the down aspect to that point where the depth stop on both with ½ inch. This is it. I've joined it together. After joining, you open the hem seam and iron it. That's very important. You can see. Now we'll be placing it on each other this way. The right side facing the right side. You use your pin to hold it at that center. Make sure the center meets. Make sure everything is equal. Now I will be placing sewing on it downward at this center this way to that point where we start the center sewing. You take it to that point. You can see with ½ inch. This is it. You can see the sewing where I stop. You turn it to the front aspect. I'll use this light to burn the edge of the fabric because the fabric flips. You burn it from the right aspect of the fabric. Just be careful when doing this. I'll be giving it a nice press. Give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends. If you are new on this channel, click on the subscribe button. Are you interested in watching the sewing tutorial on this? Click on the join button to have access to it. This is it. Very important you iron it. Now I will be joining the front and the back aspect together. You pick the front aspect. This is the front. And this is the back aspect. We'll be joining it together at the shoulder. The right side facing the right side. Take your measurement on the front aspect for you not to sew it wrongly. That's very important. Before joining it together, you confirm it. You pick it together this way at the shoulder from the width of the neck. You can see, and use your office pin to hold it on both sides. And you use ½ inch in joining it together at the shoulder. I'll be doing that. This is it. I've joined it together and I've weaved it as well for us to have a neat and good finishing. I'll be joining the collar to it. You pick the neck together this way and look for the midpoint at the back aspect and notch it. I'll be joining the collar to it From the front aspect, you place your bubu this way at the front aspect and place the collar to it at the center this way. You can see. From the back aspect, we will sew it all round first. You pick the collar at the back aspect of it and sew it to it. That's the midpoint at the back aspect. At the midpoint at the back aspect, we'll be joining it together this way. You join the collar at that center back. Before joining the collar to it, you join the collar at the center back before joining it to the body. You can see I use office pin to hold it first. You place it on it this way. You place the back aspect of the collar to it, the one we are using for the lining at the back aspect. I'll be joining it. Let me do that. This is it. I've joined it together. You can see. For the joining of the collar, you pick it this way. The right side of the collar at the inner part will be facing the wrong aspect of the body. You can see, and place your sewing on it all round. This is the center back. You can see it meets at the center back. I'll be picking it from the other side and sew it to that center back as well. You can see. Now we'll place the front aspect on it this way. There's the front aspect. This is the front. You fold it in with 1/2 inch and place sewing on it all round. Make sure your sewing is neat when doing this, because this is the outer part. Give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends. If you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. We are done with the joining of the collar to it. This is it. You can see. This is the one I will be using for the band. I've cut out the main one and the lining. You can see. This is it. I'll be placing it on each other this way and placing at the upper part and at the down aspect. I've done that. You notch it at the center to indicate the center part. I will be joining it to the body. I'm trimming out the excess. You join it to it this way. You place it at the center this way and place your sewing on it. This is it. I've done that and I've weaved it as well. Now we'll be adding pleats to the center of the down aspect of the front aspect. You fold it together this way for us to indicate the midpoint of it with chalk. You chalk it. After folding, you chalk it this way. This is the midpoint. I'll open it back. This is the front aspect of the fabric. We'll be starting our measurements from this point. I will need to trim out this edge at the upper part. I don't need it. At the midpoint, you measure 6 or 5 inches downward. I'm making use of 6 inches for mine. You can decide to use 5 or 4 inches depending on how you want it. And we'll be adding our pleats to it. You fold it up this way and use your office pin to hold it. I will be adding 5 pleats to it this way. When adding your pleats to it, you confirm the length of the bubu. This is the upper part. I'm making use of 18 inches for the upper part plus the inches for the joining, that's 18 and a half. And here you take the measurement, you minus the 18 inches from the full length to confirm if the length is okay. I'm okay with the length. I'll be adding stitch to the center. You come to the side as well. You add the pleats to the side this way. Use your office pin to hold it and pleat it. Same thing applies to the other side. After pleat, I will place sewing on it. You confirm the wideness. I have 40 inches, you can see. I've placed sewing on it. This is it, you can see. Now we'll be joining the upper part of it to it. This is the upper part. You place it on it at the center of it this way. You can see. And use your office pin to hold it together. You place sewing on it with 1/2 inch. Let me do that. This is it. I've done that and I've weaved it as well after sewing it. This is the edge of the sleeve. I'll fold it I will be inserting elastic into it. Use your safety pin to insert your elastic. Make sure it's firm by the time you insert it to your round sleeve. Give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. After inserting it, you stitch it down. This is it. I've done that. Now we'll be joining it at the side. You pick the front aspect and the back aspect together this way. You use your office pin to hold it together. You can see that we have excess at the down aspect. That's the back aspect. I told you earlier that I will be cutting it later. Now I will need to cut out the excess. That's the measurement, and we will fold it in with the folding allowance. This is it. I've joined it together and I've weaved it at the side. Now we need to trim out the excess from the back aspect length. You fold it together this way and take the measurement at the side and take it at that center as well. And you cut it out. This is it. Now I will be folding it at the down aspect. Fold it in this way. I've cut out the belt I will be adding inside of it for us to have a tight and perfect fitting at the waist. I've placed it at the side. You can see at both sides, and you knot it to the back. This will be at the inner aspect. This is the end of the tutorial. Give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you are new on this channel, click on the subscribe button and don't forget to join the membership to have access to my special video. Watch out for my next tutorial. Bye.